get the shivers whenever I'm thinking about you.
Welcome back, guys, to Reviving Salvage. We are working on the Mini Cooper Sidewalk and we're in a bit of a mess. If you follow me on the last episode, I'll just show you now. We were in the process of taking the gearbox out and we were putting a new clutch in. So I left it there because I was absolutely knackered. I had a banging headache, so I needed a break. I'm back today now. So we're gonna just crack on changing the clutch and everything else on this so we can get the gearbox back in and start rebuilding this car, guys. We've also got a thermostat to fit and we've also got a new auxiliary belt, which is all over there. So before I start, just do the usual, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I would really appreciate it. Anyway, let's crack on with this and get into this gearbox, guys. So this is his brake cleaner. I bought, because I was using the sprays, they weren't lasting as long. So I went out and bought a 5-gallon one and then a container to spray with. So. Okay, that's 10 times better than what it was. Let's go get a clutch kit, guys. I do have a tool to aid getting the clutch into the center position. I'll be using that. Just undo these brake bolts.
I'm lost in a city, still so far from home. I've searched for you all my life. Cast out like a shadow, racing towards the light. I pray to see you one more time.
Okay. Looking at that, that's what do you think? It's quite thin, it's no grip, so that was ready to be changed, I think, guys, definitely. So I'm going to clean it all up now, clean the plate up, and then we can fit our new clutch. Look at that. Look how thin that is. That's I can't wait to drive this car, guys. This car's going to be driving nice once it's done. Definitely need a new clutch though. 100% on that one. So I'm just going to give that a quick clean, ready to put this in. Clutch is all clean. They degreased it just in case. They're normally pretty clean anyway. I've degreased it, degreased the plate, got rid of all the dust and that off it. Just a case now. I'm fitting that on there and refitting it. So I'm just going to figure out how the centre bit works. I've got my locking tool in place, so it's not going to go anywhere while I position it in there. This case now of putting it back into position. Trouble is, because I've got all this crap around the area, it's very difficult for you guys to see. As you can see, it's all clean. So I'm just going to try and crack on now and get this in. So I'll try and get you the best angle possible, guys. Oh god, this is a big moment for me. I've never done a clutch before in my life.
Will you come with me and guide me through the dark? Stand by, watch me fall apart. I've always loved you.
That's centered. Just gotta Really tighten them up now. Happy days! New clutch is in. Time to get this gearbox back in, guys. Okay, that was an absolute nightmare. Must have taken me another hour just to get that in. It's now back in. I haven't tightened them up all the way yet, but it's in. The gearbox is in. The engine mount is connected. So what I'm going to do now is get rid of all this crap around the engine so we can start putting things back together. I'm wrecked, guys. That was hard work, especially on your own. With the right tools, I had to take it back down, managed to find a hook for it to be sent. When it was getting pulled up, it was twisted. I couldn't get it on, so I've done it now. Sussed it in the end. You always do. As I keep saying, I haven't given up. So quite easy, could have blind. For this bar, I've made massive difference. I couldn't have done it without this bar, guys. Not on my own. The garage is an absolute mess, and I have got to go pick my daughter up from school now. So the only consolation is the hardest part's done now. I really got to get this garage sort out. I got them things to put up on the wall from my subscriber, so there's loads to do. Cracking tool, guys. There's bits of mini everywhere. Oh, you know what? I'm so happy I got that in. Well happy. I gotta stick it in, guys. Gotta stick it in. So that is something. I know I've done the Audi A1. That was on the drive. That was something else. But this. And that wasn't even to do the clutch, it was just to do the engine mount, but this is to do the clutch. But that did need doing. It definitely did need doing. There's not a lot left on there. On that metal is right down. So job needed doing. It's just a case of putting everything back where it come from. What I'm doing now is giving this slave cylinder a bit of a clean. It's actually sinking.
One look, the heat is rising, and I've been cold for so long. One touch and we're igniting, setting fire.
Okay, get that back in there.
These flames ain't going out. This building is crumbling too.
Okay, that's that done. Give it another bit of a clean so it looks you've actually done anything in here. Looks like everything was covered in oil, so definitely looks 10 times better than what it did. We still got a missing bolt there for the sump. I've ordered some anyway, so hopefully they should come. If I put all that back on, I think I might do the thermostat now, guys. I got access to it all. Oh, look at that. Broke off the expansion tank. Well, looks like we have to order a new one of them. Looks like a new one to me, guys. Newish one anyway.
I will be the greatest that you ever seen before, right
Okay, what I'm going to do now is undo the gearbox drain plug, top one, so I can fill it up with some oil. That was a bloody nightmare. The top sump plug for the gearbox, or the plug for the gearbox, wouldn't come undone and it was rounded off. I managed, after about 20 minutes, I managed to get it off. Now I've got this, reaches all the way down into the gearbox, hopefully it should reach it without tipping any. And gearbox oil, slap, pouring it in, let's see how we get on. I just want to check, make sure it's not tipping out everywhere. Nope, we good. For anyone who is wondering, that clutch is, I don't think it's been ever changed, and the car's done 70,000 miles. So well overdue. Well, I suppose you can have a car go 140,000 miles, it depends on how hard you drive the car, if they ride the clutch, you know, things like that I suppose make a difference. There's no point me filming all that. I'm just going to crack on now and get back to you once I've done it. Okay, it's all the oil, gearbox oil's in. It's taken for one of them, and I would say 3/4 of that. So I've got a little bit left over. So that's done. It's just a case now of rebuilding the gearbox back. The drive shafts are in, before anyone says. I put the drive shafts in. There's no point trying to film it, you couldn't see that. So that's all back in anyway, into the gearbox, they're not into the hubs or anything. So it's a case now of putting the gear linkages back in, connecting everything back up here. I've got the reverse switch to put in. So this car's slowly coming together, and in the post today guys is bolts for the sump. I only need one, but I've got a spare set there. You never know, always handy to have a spare one. For that one is missing, so we can build all that. Very lucky on that. We can put this sump back together as well. These are the actual proper ones, they're second hand. There's nothing wrong with them. I just wanted the proper one for the car. Okay, it's just a case now of tightening these bolts up. Happy days, that sump should be all sealed. What I'm going to do now is just go around and make sure all the bell housing bolts are all tight. Everything's tight. Just a case now of putting the air conditioning motor on and just buttoning everything back up. That's all I'm doing now, just putting a little bit of grease on the gear linkages. Okay, just got to secure that in place now. To be honest, there's a lot of work involved in doing the gearbox. Taking the gearbox out. If you plan on doing it yourself, be prepared. Like you've just seen the subframe. I've seen a lot of people, they try and get away without doing the subframe, but I think it gives you a lot more access. Something to be mindful of, that the subframe has got to come out. At least undo most of the bolts. I priced the labour on the gearbox from a garage I normally use with the clutch and doing the gearbox itself, taking it out, replacing it and everything else. They wanted 365 quid, which is, I suppose when you think of the amount of work I put into this, is quite cheap really. So it's something to be mindful of if you buy one of these cars guys. They do come with a lot of high maintenance. I was warned by one of my subscribers. He had two of them, I can't remember his name, but he said he had two of them. In the comments he said, and both of them were nothing but problems. As obviously there's a lot of maintenance cost to them. Once you've done this, like this car's done 70,000 miles, needed a clutch. Most cars, okay, need a clutch at some point. But the bushes, all the bushes were gone, so you know that's a high expense there. But you know, most cars you'll have that problem. Okay, that's in. Thoughts about like that. Right, I've got this sensor to put back in. Okay, that's done. Battery box goes there. I'm not going to touch that just yet. I'm going to put the air conditioning unit on. Aircon motors on. Just go and get a new belt. I'm hoping this will give it a squeak. There's a bit of a squeak through the pulleys. I'm hoping it was just the belt that needed replacing. We've got a brand new belt, guys. Let's see if that works. I think that's right. Where's the tool? And what this does now is take the tension off the belt. Just want to make sure it's all in line. Hey, I think I've done it. Anyone looking to do a mini belt, auxiliary belt, I highly recommend this from Powerful UK Limited, right? I'm not sponsored by them at all. I bought this, I think it was 20 quid. Absolute awesome tool, a lot better to use than that big bar. And it comes with this bit as well. Cracking little kit. Highly recommended, guys. Go straight in my toolbox. Just in case I have to do it again. Okay, so the belt is on. Now we got that reverse sensor to slap in. I think it's a reverse switch anyway. I put it in one of these tubs somewhere. Okay, so that's done. Zero greased up. That's on. Hey, getting somewhere, guys. Actually looks like we're getting somewhere now. Nearly forgot. Bloody vacuum thing. Took it off, look. Got to put it on. So. So that's on. This is snug part of the wood. Right, there's nothing else left but there. Right, I gotta remember there's no oil in this car, guys. I can't really go for a startup yet. There's no oil in there. I've ordered a new bottle because that's snapped, so I gotta wait for that. I could start putting the subframe in because I'm that confident. I don't think there's gonna be any more issues. Before I put the subframe in, I think I might swap that over with a new one. Yeah, so I can put all the radiator back and everything. So that should be good to go then. I'm just trying to make sure and double check that it's so easy to miss something, see guys, when you're doing this. Don't think I have. I put that battery box in actually. So that's another thing done. Maybe it was something else. This heat shield that goes over the back of the engine, covering the oil part. So I'll just put that on now. There's no point, you can't see it, so I'm just going to shove it on. Right, battery box is in. Time for the brain ECU to go in. What I'm going to do is drop this bad boy. Battery box is in place. Let's put the other bit on. Now I've got to take it back off. But if I put it all together like it's supposed to, that's all done. We're getting very, very close. So what we got left next? We got the airbox to put on, obviously the front end. So we got to rebuild that. Right, I'm just going to crack on with this, guys, because there's a lot involved in this. There's no point me filming or taking all this apart. You can get the gist of what I'm doing, guys. I'm just going to transfer all the bits onto this, and once it's all together onto this, we'll put it on there. We've done the surround. There's the old one there. Everything's transferred across. The only thing I got an issue with is a fog light. That fog light is broken, so I'm gonna have to order a new one. And I think that's it. So we can at least slap the surround on, ready and plumb it up when we get this aircon in, because we can get to the fog lights, I think, anyway. So let's see if it offer this up and see what it looks like. Being an aftermarket part, I don't expect miracles from this. Hey, I'm not being funny. I've done absolutely loads in this episode. We're nearly there now, but time's getting on, and I think it's time to call it a day on this. Looking good, guys, looking good. Okay, I think this is a good point to stop the video now. and continue next week, guys, where we carry on. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't, guys. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will see you next week with the next part to this Mini Cooper Sidewalk rebuild. Cheers, guys.
You say it's nothing, but it never ever changes, just like that. It's always whatever anyway. Every time we try to talk, I am out of here any day. It's always something, no, we never ever changes, just like that. I get the shivers